Yeah, I think
And I suppose for people just to know, I only can tell you what God's angels have taught me and what God has taught me. I actually can't tell you any more, and I would never lie to you. And if you ask a question that God says must not be answered, I'll have to say I can't answer that. Not saying I don't know the answer, but God is not allowing me.
there would be also questions, I assume, that maybe you know the answer to, but you're not allowed to speak about it yet, or do you generally not know either?
A lot of the time would be that I actually know the answer, but
You can't
God is
speak.
not allowing.
Oh, I see.
I only, it's, you know, it has been a secret till now, but it's still a secret.
Did God tell you why that is? Why is He holding back certain things?
I don't know.
You don't know.
We can't tell God what to do, or you can't tell God's angels what to do. I wish I could. But it doesn't work that
Does God have
way.
a certain plan? It sounds like there is a certain plan. Like I had this one question I wanted to ask you. Is there a certain, is God kind of guiding history behind the scenes? Is there a certain plan? Because it just sounds like this when I'm thinking, you're telling me, okay, certain things you're allowed to say, others not yet. It sounds like He's waiting for something. Is there a plan behind the scenes?
How can you say the most important plan is for us all to go back home to heaven? Each and every one of us. God wants His children back. And it actually depends on us. I've written about some of the wonderful futures God has shown us.
I was going to ask you about this next.
And it's actually our choice. Like, I know that mankind should be way ahead than what we are now.
What are the two possible futures that you have been shown?
Well, one of the most possible futures, and it's the one that God has me even working on now, is all religions coming together, all under the one roof, all praying together, communities, world peace, all the most beautiful things.
Mm-hmm.
And the other future is where everyone sees their guardian angel, as physically as you are seeing each other sitting there on the chair. And to me, I wish that now. I know very young children, babies can see their guardian angel. And I know the elderly
All
can
babies?
as well.
All babies?
All babies.
All babies can see
All
their guardian
babies
angel?
can. And I know the elderly can. Now, not every elderly, but I know a lot of elderly can. Because even today, a lot of elderly come up to me and they say, Lorna, by the way, they'll whisper it. I've seen a guardian angel. I've seen an angel. But they daren't tell their family, because you know what the family will think.
Yeah.
They will think that, so they keep it to themselves. But you have to remember that's because they are getting closer to going home to heaven. Now that could be still 20 years away.
Mm-hmm.
It might only happen once in their life.
Mm-hmm.
But it is in a sense of their soul coming forward.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the most important thing, really, for us all, is to make a way back home.
What would you say? We already have to come to the end of the interview, I'm afraid. We still have the question and answer session, but just maybe the last question, just to come to the conclusion. What do you say to? Well, first of all, it looks like we're all right on track here.
Okay.
Is that correct?
It is.
Is that
Yes.
with the audience in here? It's a step forward. But then, if we're on the way, hopefully, to a unified world, obviously there's still a lot of obstacles, a lot of things to be worked out before we get there. What would you say to us here, to each one of us here? What can each one of us do in our way, in our lives, to help heal this world and to do our part?
You have to play your part. Play it right now within your own religious group, within your own community. You have to start. You can't, and you have to pray more. And not just pray for your family and your loved ones, but pray for your community, pray for your country, And most importantly, pray for the world. Pray for everyone. And it doesn't matter what religion they are, or whether they're good or bad. You know I have told this story before, so I'm going to tell it real quick, as quick as I can. I got a letter from a young man, and it was only in the last few months, and he said to me in the letter that he was considered a waste of space. He'd been in juvenile court or juvenile, all of those things. He had been expelled from one school after another, and his parents think he's useless, waste. Nobody is interested in him. But somebody listened to their guardian angel, somebody listened to God. I don't know what religion that person was. I don't even know what religion this young man is. But the thing is, it doesn't matter. And they hand him the book Angels in My Hair. And this young boy is 17. And the one thing about it is, he must be actually quite bright, because he can read. He read Angels in My Hair. And he says, it has saved my life. And then in the letter he says, he went out on both stairways to heaven, and I asked the angel hostess while I was reading the letter, how did he do that? And he just said, don't ask Lorna, in that sense. So I wasn't quite honest. But this young man wants to change his life. He says he doesn't want to die in prison, because that's what the police have told him. You'll be in prison next. You will die there. Nobody cares about him. And all of a sudden, he realizes he has a guardian angel and God is real. And he doesn't want to be that bad little brat. Maybe that's what the community call him, the little terror, But yet somebody listened. And I pray now and ask that someone else listens and gives him a helping hand. Because he'd love to go back to school. He'd love to do his exams. So please God, and that's why you don't just pray for yourself, your family, those you love. Why you pray for all those in your community, those you don't even know. And it's like you listen and do the little thing. It could be you could be in a restaurant and someone is sitting at another table and you say hello to them. And that could actually fill them with hope.
Just to reach out.
Just for you to reach out. You don't have to bring them home with you. It's like you just even give someone a smile. Like I have met so many, especially men, which actually astonishes me more than women, young men in their 20s, 30s, and they're saying, they've again read the book, and now they've become, and all religions, and they've become so conscious of their guardian angel, and knowing that God's angels wouldn't ask them to do anything wrong. And they're trying to be nicer. They're actually giving someone their seat. They're actually, they said, helping someone lift something up onto something. And so they never did those things in their lives before, because they thought, sure, pretend it's you, someone comes over and helps you. Oh no, I couldn't help him because he's not like me, or something like that. And it's so wonderful to hear all these simple things, and that's how we start to change, but we have to teach our children. I'm shocked with the amount of children again, as I travel around the world and talk with people of different religions, and the children not realizing they have a guardian angel, and then maybe you go again to that country a year later, and sometimes a child will turn up that was there, and ask, could they come in and see you? And of course I would say yes. And the child starts to tell you, the relationship they have with their guardian angel, and how life has changed for them. They have got so much more confidence and belief in themselves, and they're trying to be good. Like I even hear from Colombia, Japan, all those places. I haven't been to half of them as yet. And they're saying they're trying to be good, not bad anymore. And sure, that's what life is about. So it's like within your own religious group, even though to me we're all the same, reach out to each other within that. And those that are the leaders, listen to the young. listen. Don't keep on thinking what's in your head, that you're actually not listening. You're only hearing one or two words. And sort out the differences. Start there and then reach out into the community. And then out into the world. We have to start somewhere. And I know it has already started, because just like yourselves, just like so many groups all around the world, we have to learn to try and understand the differences. I don't mind what differences you have. I'll fight for you all. I won't give up on this.
Okay. Thank you, Lorna. Thank you.